Oh, hello there. Welcome to Clairvoyant, class number 7. How to do rose, relationship, and past life readings. In this class, we will learn what are rose readings and what are they used for, why the symbol of a rose is used, how to perform rose readings, how to perform a relationship reading, how to perform a past life reading. We'll review the tools you'll need. We'll do an opening meditation to get here, then we'll go into trance and read. In this class, you will read your own rose, and then you will pick someone to read. Don't worry, your higher self has already contracted in with the higher self of at least one other person to allow you to practice reading. You will only be able to read those whose higher self is in agreement. You and everyone you read will always get a healing and blessing. Healing doesn't mean fixing all your problems. If you could do that, you wouldn't be in a body. We are in bodies to expand and grow. Reading helps you and the readee get information, messages from the higher self. These messages can be very soothing. You might even get to read the contracts you have with others and with things and bring these contracts into present time. Maybe even ask the contract if it can be changed to get the same lesson in a more kind and gentle way. Reading our own selves gives us a chance to detach, to put things in perspective, to bring us back into our bodies and be more grounded and tuned in. In this way, we can better orient ourselves to our spiritual path, become more aware, more accepting of everyone, everywhere. In meditation, you start to realize that life on our planet is just kind of one big bioorganic entanglement. It's kind of like a software game, except we, the players, make things happen with our emotions and thoughts instead of keyboards and joysticks and buttons. And once you reach your own understanding of life on our planet and how you have a foot in each world, then, my dears, you really become the master of your own game. You can and you will start to be able to use the power of reading, of seeing, of grounding, and loving and accepting any situation, loving and accepting everyone, everywhere. Let's do a quick review of the tools you will use in almost every reading. These are the tools you will use to stay neutral, to remain that third-party reader, seer, knower. These also help you to avoid mingling your energies with the energies on your reading screen. They are grounding, running earth and cosmic energy, golden suns, protection roses, exploding roses, and body of glass. There are others, but those are the basic tools for now. Next, let's talk about what is a rose reading. First, roses as a symbol. Why a rose? According to ancient legend, the rose was created by Aphrodite, the goddess of love. Rose essential oil vibrates at a rate of 320 megahertz, which is pretty high because in comparison to lavender, which is one of the highest vibrating frequencies, lavender is 118 megahertz. And then there is our brain, which vibrates between 71 and 90 megahertz. So not only does a rose raise our human vibration, it represents our sort of non-human vibration, our higher selves, and that is why it is used in psychic readings. It's not a physical rose, it's a rose that we see in our mind's eye and on our reading screen when we are in trance. Yes/no rose readings, which we'll do in a bit, can be used to give you quick answers to questions that your clients might have or that you yourself might have. One of my favorite things to do is to use 2 roses to read the relationship between any 2 people. For example, I almost always get the question from my clients, does so-and-so like me? Is there a possibility of a romantic relationship between me and this other person? And right away, I can see two roses on my screen and how they are interacting. I once saw two roses curl up next to each other and go to sleep. I knew instantly that these two people were destined for a lifelong relationship. I've also seen two roses that represent the relationship between two people avoid each other on my reading screen like they wouldn't even get close together. Remember, though, that energy changes constantly, so one reading at one moment can be different the next moment. Rose readings are a communication from that person's higher self to that person through you, the clairvoyant reader. It's an instant snapshot of what their higher self is doing right now, and it changes constantly. So, what can you expect during a rose reading? You will see colors of roses, and the color is a symbol that means something to you, the reader. Rose readings are easy to do and a great way to start a reading. They show the reading color, which is the color of the petals, how many incarnations that person has had, which is the length of the stem, how much creative energy and or little beings are in the Healy's space. This is the number of leaves. If the person you're reading, the Healy, is on their spiritual path, the orientation to the golden sun over the rose will be straight. Specific past lives are brightly colored rings around the stem. Also, you can ask the rose about any other features it may have. Thorns, roots, what the colors of the petals mean, why is the flower open or closed. And then when you're ready, let's do our opening meditation, reading our own rose. I'll pause here in case you want to grab a sip of water or maybe some chocolate before you continue. Sit with your feet flat on the ground, palms in your lap, eyes closed. Barefoot is best if you can, and try to avoid crossing your arms or legs. Sit in the center of your head, right between your ears and behind your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let's bring in our spirit guide, our healing master or angel, and have them set an intention for this meditation. Have them create a new grounding cord for you. Have them run your earth and cosmic energy. Have them bring a special set of brand new citrine crystals just for this reading. Have your guide or angel close down your first and second chakras to 10% and your third chakra down to somewhere between 50 and 70%, just so you don't compete with what you are seeing on your reading screen. Find or create a protection rose and set your body of glass. Create a rose and clean off your reading triangle. Let's start with a yes-no reading. Create two roses, one for yes, one for no. Ask a question and see which rose lights up. See how easy that is? Now, before we go on to do our first rose reading the petals and the stem and the color of the rose, let's play a little game with different colors of roses. Later, in part 2, we'll do a relationship reading and a past life reading. Create on your reading screen a red rose and match your energy to whatever you see. Then go a half a step higher. What symbol or picture or information do you get? You might get messages related to the first chakra, like survival pictures, or maybe someone is moving, or maybe there's something relevant to you, like love, vigor, anger. Now, unpush that rose away, and then on your reading screen, create an orange rose. Match your energy to whatever you see. Go a half a step higher. What message do you get? It might be something related to the second chakra, such as emotion, creativity, or something else like change is coming, endings, or maybe even a place like Florida. Push that rose away. Create in front of you on your reading screen a yellow rose. Match your energy to whatever you see, then go a half a step higher. What message do you get? It might be something related to the third chakra, such as personal power, self-esteem, or friendship, truth, or maybe even a time of day like morning. Push that rose away and then create on your reading screen a green rose. Match your energy to whatever you see, then go a half a step higher. What message do you get? Maybe it's something related to the 4th chakra, like family, happiness, love, compassion, or maybe something like greener pastures, or new beginnings, or growth. Push that rose away, and then create on your reading screen a blue rose. Match your energy to whatever you see, then go a half a step higher. What message do you get? Maybe something to do with the 5th chakra, like authenticity, communication, willpower, maybe fear, maybe fatigue, maybe reliability, or something about a person's business or company. Then push that rose away. Create on your reading screen an indigo rose. Match your energy to whatever you see and then go a half a step higher. What message do you get? Maybe something to do with the psyche, mental or psychological, wisdom, unconscious beliefs, or something else such as adventure or expansion. Push that rose away and then create on your reading screen a purple rose. Match your energy to whatever you see and then go a half a step higher. What message do you get? Maybe it's something to do with the 7th chakra, like higher self, source, spirituality, alignment, path, seniority. Now, clean off your reading screen and have your guides retrace your energy and reground you. Reset your body of glass and your protection rose. Take a break if you need it. We'll be doing our first rose reading. Now, create a rose and clean off your reading triangle again. Have your guides set the intention that you're going to do a rose reading. Decide if you will read your own rose or someone else's rose. Say your name 3 times or the name of the person you are reading. You can say this to yourself. Allow Source to create a rose on your reading screen. Notice the color. Ask what it means. Notice how many lives you've had or this person has had by looking at the length of the stem. Notice how much creative energy you see by counting the leaves on the stem. Create a small golden sun over the rose and notice if the rose is reaching straight up to that sun and if the rose is directly under the sun. If it is that person you are reading or yourself are on their spiritual path. Now, end the rose reading by separating using separation roses and citrine crystals, or even sunflowers. Then create a golden sun over yourself and the person you are reading. Fill this up with golden energy, and then allow yourself to be filled up with this energy. And come on out of trance. So you've reached the end of part 1. To continue with part 2, we'll do a reading relationship with roses where we will read the relationship between 2 people and then we will learn to do a past life reading. Thank you so much for enjoying this class and have a good rest of your day.